Yesterday we have started solving the design of bolted connection problem, right? We have started one numerical example and we have completed the half problem, or it was called as the angle section problem, where the angle section was given and the capacity of section was also given, and we needed to calculate the number of bolts required for the connection. So we started with the first step, that is we assumed the 16 diameter bolt first, then we calculated the diameter of hole, then we came to shear capacity calculation. Um, this formula we have used to find out the shear capacity of the bolt. How to find out the ultimate strength of the bolt, yield strength of the bolt based on the grade of the bolt given. That also we discussed yesterday. We also discussed the concept of single shear, bolt is in single shear, bolt is in double shear, and how to assume the values of Nn and Ns. And accordingly, we have calculated the VDSB value, which is coming as 28.98 kilonewton. This value actually indicates the shear capacity of a bolt. So, how much force a single bolt can transfer, that capacity is nothing but this value 28.98. This is just a shear capacity. We have to also find out the next capacity, that is bearing capacity or bearing strength of the bolt. So yesterday I already informed you to calculate the bearing capacity of the bolt. uh, I don't know how many of you have solved the problem. Let us solve it today. Just tell me the formula, how to find out the bearing capacity of the bolt, and for that I want a formula.
VDPB is equal to VNPD upon gamma MB.
Okay. What is VNPD? VNPB it should be. VNPB.
It's the nominal bearing strength of the bolt.
It's formula. Okay, so let me write down first the VD. What is that value? VD.
PB.
Okay. VDPB. Okay. VNPB divided
Upon
by,
gamma MB.
yes, gamma MB. And what is the formula of VNPB?
2.5 kb
Hmm.
into D into T into FU.
Yes. All these values we already know. D is the diameter of the bolt, right? So what is the value?
16.
T is the thickness of the smaller or the thinner section. Okay, we have connected two sections here, or two members rather here. One is your angle section. I will go to the top diagram. Angle section, and second is with gusset plate. So thickness of both these members are given. The thickness of angle section is given as 8 mm, and what is the thickness of gusset plate given?
10 mm.
10 mm. So I will write down somewhere here. Gusset plate thickness, which is 10 mm. So out of these two values, the least value we have to use as p value in the calculation or in that formula. So here the t value will be 8 mm, right? This t value will be 8 mm. Fu, what is Fu as per the code? I will go to the code now. Can you see this code copy?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is Fu here? FUB means ultimate tensile stress of the bolt, and FU is the ultimate tensile stress of the plate or a section which we want to connect. Okay, so FU we have to consider for the angle section, and for any angle section or any section which are available in the Indian market, their FU value is always to be considered as 410 megapascal. Okay, so I will simply write down all these values over here. Now D value we already know, it is 16 mm, T is 8 mm, and Fu is to be considered for the angle section, which is always taken as 410 megapascal. Okay, Fy will be 250, Fu will be 410. Now we have to find out Kb. How to find out Kb now? Kb, if I will go back to the code, Kb is smaller of these values. Okay, so quickly tell me these values. Kb smaller of
E by 3D naught.
yes, the first term is E by 3D naught. Second,
T by 3D naught minus 0.25. FUB upon FU. And 1.
so let us find out now these first two values, because this we can easily find out, this also you can find out. FUB value we have already calculated or derived earlier, so just tell me that value, I will write down here again. FUB we calculated yesterday.
400 megapascal.
Yes, so it is 400 megapascal. Let us find out now E. What is given? What is the description of E given in code? I will open the code now. E and P values are given here. E is the end distance and P is the pitch distance of the fastener along bearing direction. Okay. So end distance, what are the criteria for calculation of end distance? It is given in clause 10.2.4.2. So what is the minimum end distance?
1.7 the whole diameter.
1.7 times the whole diameter. If we are using a hand flame cut edges, or if machine cut, then 1.5 times the whole. Let us assume that the hand flame cut edges we are using. So the minimum value for end distance, E minimum, will be 1.7 times the whole diameter. So I will simply write down here how to calculate. Now first we will calculate the end distance. Okay, end distance E minimum. So E minimum will be 1.7 times the whole diameter, which is D0. So tell me the value. Whole diameter was 18, right?
30.6.
Yes, 30.6 mm. Then we have to calculate the maximum also. The maximum value is given in the next clause, 10.2.4.3. The maximum edge distance to the nearer edge and end, the criteria for both the distances is same. Either it is, even though it is written edge, it is applicable for end distance also. So the maximum end distance to the nearest line of fasteners from an end of any unstiffened part should not exceed 12 T epsilon, where epsilon is 250 upon Fy raised to half, that is under root, and T is the thickness of the thinner outer plate. Okay, and what is given next? This would not apply to fastener interconnecting the components of back to back, so that is not our case. So what is the criteria? 12 T epsilon. So Emax will be 12 T epsilon. Okay, where epsilon is under root 250 by Fy. Now Fy value we always consider as equal to 250 for any section. So this value is obviously under root 250 by 250. So that value we get as 1. Okay. So let us find out this value. 12 times the thickness of the thinner member, which is 8 mm, multiplied by 1. So what is Emax?
96.
96 mm. So end distance, we can assume within these two values, minimum is 30.6 and maximum is 96. within this range, any value for end distance we can assume. Okay, so let us adopt E is equal to 40 mm. Okay, I'm providing 40 mm as the end distance. Next, we have to find out the pitch distance also. So pitch distance minimum what is the criteria? Let's go to the code. Minimum spacing, it is given here in clause number 10.2.2. So the distance between center of fastener shall not be less than 2.5 times the nominal diameter of the fastener. That is the minimum value. So pitch value minimum is given as 2.5 times the diameter d. So it is 2.5 multiplied by 16,
40.
40 mm. And the maximum is given in the next clause, clause 10 to 3. The distance between the centers of any two adjacent fasteners shall not exceed 32 T or 300 mm, whichever is less. Now this is a general criteria. If we are using if you are designing the connection for a specific member like a tension member or for a compression member, we have to use this criteria. Okay, so let us consider this criteria directly. 10.2.3.2, the distance between the centers of two adjacent fasteners pitch in a line lying in the direction of stress shall not exceed 16 T or 200 mm, whichever is less in tension members, and 12 T or 200 mm, whichever is less in compression members, where T is the thickness of the thinner plate. Now, what is our case? What is given in the problem description? Do you remember the problem statement?
Ma'am, nothing is mentioned.
Okay. Only the capacity of the angle section is given, if I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
So whether it is tension or compression, we don't know. But if you observe the values or the criteria given for pitch distance, for compression it is lesser because we want it more safe, and for tension it is higher. Okay, so we can increase the distance or pitch spacing between the two fasteners or pitch distance between the bolts in case of tension member, but there are certain limitations. The value is again reduced for compression member. So it will be more safe in case of compression member. So let us assume that our member is a compression member only. Okay, and we are designing it for compression. So let us assume it as 12 T or 200 mm. If you go for the general criteria, that value is again 32 T. It is much more higher than this value. So refer this clause all the time to find out the pitch, maximum pitch distance. So we will adopt here maximum pitch as what was the criteria? It was 12 T, right?
Yes, ma'am. 12T or 200.
12 T or 200, whichever is minimum, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Whichever is less. So let us find out 12T. 12T is
96.
96 mm. Or 200. So our value is 96. So maximum pitch is 96. So the range for pitch value is from 40 mm to 96. Any value we can adopt in between these two. Okay. Commonly used pitch value is 60 mm. Okay. So just write down, let us adopt pitch is equal to 60 mm. Okay, any value you can assume 45, you can assume 50. Normally, practically we normally adopt or assume values in a round number. We do not assume it as 62 or 63 like that. Either multiple of 5. Normally the assumption is made in the terms of multiple of 5 because implementation also becomes easy when we go for multiple of 5. Okay, so we have calculated now the end distance, the pitch value. So let us find out the first case for KB. The first one is E upon 3D0. Okay, so E we have adapted as 40 divided by 3, D0 is 18. So what is the value?
0.74.
0.74. Second is P upon 3D0 minus 0.25. So P is 60 upon 3 times 18 minus 0.25.
0.86.
0.86. Third case, FU P upon FU, correct?
Yes, ma'am. 0.98.
Yeah, so 400 divided by 410, 0.98, and the fourth value is 1. So out of these 4, KB value should be the smaller one. Okay, so KB is 0.74. Okay, let us put now all these values in our formula. What was the formula? V
2.5
and
kb.
PB. Huh. V and PB is equal to 2.5 into KB is 0.74 into
D is 16.
mm,
T is 8
mm,
into 410.
so find out V and PB.
97.088 kilonewton.
97.088 kilo. Okay, this is V and PB, which is mm, this is V and PB. Now we have to find out VDPB, right? Which is V and
Yes.
PB divided by gamma
Gamma
MB.
MB
Gamma MB is
1.25.
1.25. So tell me the value.
77.67.
So this is our second value, bearing strength of the bolt, and the first value is shearing capacity. Out of these two, the least value will be the bolt value. Okay, the first value we have obtained as 28.98 and second value is 77.67. So as per this clause, see, as per this clause, VDB is the design strength of the bolt taken as the smaller of the value as governed by shear and bearing. Okay, so I will just write down VDB is equal to smaller of VDSB or VDPB. Smaller of VDSB and it should be and. Okay, So what is the smaller value? VDB now?
VDSB, which is 28.98.
Yes. This is also called as bolt value. Okay. Sometimes the problem may be asked that calculate bolt value. So you must know what is the meaning of bolt value. So the bolt value is 28.98. Now the number of bolts can be calculated as number of bolts is equal to capacity of section, member, angle, plate, whatever, divided by bolt value. Okay. So the capacity of section is, what is the capacity of section?
225 kilonewton.
Yes. Divided by bolt value. Just now we calculated 28.98.
7.76.
Okay. 7.76. It means we never provide add odd number, such odd number 8. Okay. So number of bolts required are 8. Okay. Now we have to check the reduction factor also, or we have to check for the long joint criteria also along with this. So what is that criteria? This is the long joint, check for long joints. So that we will see first now, and then only we can decide the number of bolts, final bolts. So check for long joints. What is the criteria? I will just go back to the code. When the length of the joint Lj of a splice or end connection in a compression or tension element containing more than 2 bolts exceeds 15D in the direction of the load, the nominal shear capacity shall be reduced by factor beta ij. See, for our calculation, you just think by reading this statement whether this long joint we really need to check or not. See, for calculation of bolt value, which value was predominant? Means which value was smaller, which value we have selected? We have selected VDSB only, right? That is the shear capacity. Now, instead of shear capacity, if we have selected the bearing capacity, then there is no question of checking for long joint. Because even though the joint length of the joint is longer, sorry, the shear capacity of the bolt is going to reduce. And in the calculation for bolt value, shear capacity is not having any effect because the bearing capacity is smaller, and hence we have selected that value, and we don't need to use shear capacity anywhere. In that case, there is no need to consider long joint. Check. But here now, for calculation of bolt value, we have considered shear capacity only because that is the smaller value. And this value will going to be reduced further if our joint will become long. Okay, so this check is necessary now. So what is the criteria? Our length of the joint, if it is greater than 15 times D, then and then only we have to reduce the shear capacity. So let us check that. How to find out the length of the joint? LJ. LJ we have to calculate. So I will quickly draw a diagram here. See, this was the our gusset plate, and this is the angle section, and this is the bolt, or this is a simple one bolt which we can observe in a section. So this is a cross-sectional diagram or a cut section diagram. Now I have to draw the elevation also. So this is the width, total width of the angle section. This leg thickness will be visible, and this is the outstanding leg. Okay, and the bolts are connected somewhere here like this. Okay, so how many bolts are there? How many bolts we have calculated?
8.
8. So I have to show all 8 bolts here. Okay, so I will simply draw all these bolts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. As far as possible, show the same spacing between the bolts. Right now I don't have a scale with me, so I'm not able to show or draw by using a proper diagram, but your diagram should be proportionate. Okay, so whatever the end distance we have provided, that value we have to show here, which is 40, and then this is 60. Pitch between the bolts. Okay, so this is 60, and the same end distance we provide on this side also. This is our gusset plate. It will be like this. Okay, dimension of a gusset plate normally will be decided on the site, depending upon the length of the connection. So we want to find out now this total distance, which is nothing but Lj. Okay, this is Lj. So how will you find out now Lj? This is 60, then 60, then 60. So how many times 60? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 60. So 7 multiplied by 60. It is 420. Right? The total length is 420 mm for the joint. What is the criteria? We have to compare Lj with 15 times d. So what is this 15 times d value coming?
240.
240 mm. So my Lj is exceeding 15 times d. It means I have to find out the reduction factor beta Lj. Okay, and I need to apply it on the shear capacity of the bolt also. So what is the formula for beta Lj? This is the formula. So quickly tell me somebody, what is the beta Lj formula?
1.075
Hmm?
minus Lj upon 200D.
Some point not 5 असं काहीतरी आहे ना.
मॅम ते 200D ला 1 नी डिवाइड तसं करून ते येतं
200 d ला
1 डिवायडेड बाय 200.
नाही, इथं जो फॉर्म्युला आहे तोच वापरायचा ना. तू काय परत डिवाइड केलंस?
नाही मॅम, वरचा सांगितला होता फक्त.
अच्छा, Lj बाय 200 असं सांगितलंस का तू मला?
येस मॅम.
ओके ओके. Lj by 200t. Okay. So let us find out this value. 1.075 minus Lj. Lj was
420.
divided by 200 into d is 60.
Zero point 94.
0.94.
94.
Okay. Now we have to multiply with this factor to the shear capacity of the bolt, and we have to find out what is the new value we are getting. Okay. So just write down reduced shear capacity of the bolt. So it will be VDB is equal to, what is the value of VDB?
28.98.
VDSB, sorry. VDSB.
28.98.
28.98 multiplied by 0.94. So what is this value you're getting?
27.24.
27.24. Okay. So this reduced value now we have to consider to decide the bolt value. Now bolt value will be again based on this reduced because the earlier value was 28.98 and that value itself is getting reduced further. So our new bolt value will be I will write down new bolt value is 27.24 kilonewton. Okay. So again, we have to find out the number of bolts for this reduced value. Number of bolts. It is 225 divided by this value. 27.24.
9 bolts.
9 bolts. Okay. So again, my length is getting increased. My length of joint will again increase because earlier we calculated as 8. Then again now it is coming as 9. Now this cycle you need to keep on repeating until you don't get a constant value for number of bolts. Is it exactly coming as 9 or 8 point something?
8.25.
25.
8.25. Okay, so let me write down that value. It is 8.25. So it is 9. Okay. So further now for 9 bolts, what will be my LJ? Let us complete the problem today itself. So what will be my LJ for 9 bolts? 8 multiplied by 60, right?
480.
480. So find out again beta LJ. With the same formula, you have to find out beta LJ. Just put the values and tell me the value. Beta LJ value.
0.925.
0.925. So again, I have to find out VDSP. Now this VDSB, this factor we have to apply to the reduced one. What was the earlier reduced value? It was 27 point something, right? 27.24
24.
multiplied by 0.925. So what is this value?
25.197.
197, let us consider 2. Again find out bolt value. Sorry, not bolt value, number of bolts directly. A new bolt value will be this one, okay? So number of bolts.
8.93.
8.93. It means again 9 bolts. So your final answer is 9 bolts. Okay, final answer is 9 volt. Here our cycle will end because for 9 bolts only we have calculated this reduction factor and the new bolt value, etc. Have you understood the design steps?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, you cannot apply this check, long joints check, unless and until you don't know how many number of bolts you are going to provide. Okay, so after completion of the entire calculation, after finding number of bolts, you need to go for the long joint check. Okay, all right. How to find out number of bolts? One more problem, just note down. I will dictate you now the problem statement. You check that or solve that problem as a homework because we have a very less time now. So just write down just for your homework. Determine number of bolts. Wait, sorry. design bolted connection. Write down design bolted connection for 2 ISA for, this is over, 2 ISA 100 by 65 by 8 mm. So in earlier problem, we have used only single angle section. Now we are using double angle sections. Okay. So design bolted connection for 2 ISA 100 by 65 by 8 mm subjected to compressive force of P is equal to 250 kilonewton. Subjected to compressive force of 250 kilonewton. Okay. So obviously when we go for double angle section, your number of shearing planes increases. So NN, NS, these values will change. Your VDSB values will change. As the thickness is same, so your, I think DPB value will not get changed, but VDSB value will change, and accordingly your number of bolts will change. Okay, so solve this problem as a homework. For today's homework. Tomorrow definitely I'm going to ask you how many number of bolts you calculated for this problem statement. Okay, is it clear everybody? Any doubts?
Ma'am, for taking NN and NS,
Hmm.
NN equals to 1 and NS equals to 0, no?
For the current problem we have assumed.
Okay.
Okay. For again I have explained yesterday that for it depends completely on the assumption made by the designer. When the bolt is in single shear, either NN will be there or NS will be there. Both will not act together. But in case of double shear, both equal to 1 I can assume, because the shearing planes are 2 now. Okay? Even though the bolt is in double shear, in that case also I can assume NN equal to 2 and NS equal to 0. Or I can assume NS equal to 2, NN equal to 0. So it completely depends on the assumption made by the designer. But when you assume some value, there should be some logic. For bolt in a single shear, NN cannot be equal to 2. Or when bolt is in a single shear, NS cannot be equal to 2. Okay? It depends upon number of planes the bolt is intercepting. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So we will take a break of 5 minutes now, and with the same link we will continue for the practical. I'm expecting all the 3 batches for practical, but I can see the strength only limited to 37, which is very poor. Why the lane strength is very less, I don't